My name is Karen. I wanted to do a quick disability hacks tips video for you, things that I found helpful over my journey in getting better from a car wreck, and I hope that they will help you. Be aware that my situation is I had a car wreck that damaged me from the waist down, so very broken from the waist down, very strong waist up, my torso, my hands, my arms. So my tips are going to be things along that line. But I'm a good thinker and I'm a good problem solver. So if you have something that, oh, this is a situation for me and I could use some help on it, then just mention it down in the comments below and I'll try to troubleshoot it for you and sometimes two heads are better than one. But anyway, without further ado, blah, 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 let's go. First of all, I am, you can tell, sitting in the bed. And I had a hospital bed, but one of the things I found significantly helpful for me was to have side rails on the bed. You go through, never mind, I won't even go into that. Sort of the hospital and the rules about their rails. But anyway, I did not like the rails that went the full length of the bed. They were just too confining, too much hassle for me to get my legs over in the morning. Very uncomfortable. But I did like the half rails, so I had them installed on the bed, and that has really helped me in pushing myself up, down, balancing, you name it. My cat, I think, wants to come join us, so if you see a big orange cat here in a minute. Anyway, that's the deal. First thing is the bed rails. You can get them installed, and they have just ones that can slide under your bed in between the mattresses if you have a regular bed. You just have to see if that's something that you think you need. Okay. Second thing, I like to have two tables on the side of my bed. One stationary, like a little nightstand, and the other one of those cheap little rolling tables. And I'll show you what I mean. Over here, let's see if I can do this. Say hello to my cat. I have the little nightstand, and then I have a basket here with all kinds of goodies in it. This stand is big enough, and I actually used to have two baskets over here, but I'm much more mobile now. It's not necessary to have everything right here all the time. My needs have changed, so now I'm down to one basket. But why I suggest baskets versus loose stuff is if this thing falls on the ground, it's a pain in the rear end for me to get it if I can't use my legs, if it's hard for me to get in and out of the bed. So if you put it in the basket, things don't fall off, and that's much easier, number one. And number two, if I can reach my finger and hook onto that basket, I have access to everything in the basket. And that was a big deal for me. Right now, these baskets are over here I've got my bed, it's on casters and stuff, and I moved it, and this table happens to be very close to me right now, but that's not always the case. But I can get my finger on it, I can get it. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, or rather not tip number two, table number two is over here. This is just one of those little rolling tables. I don't know if that's getting it. You can see it just stands on a little pedestal, and it's a little rolling table that can roll, and I can't even talk. Come up to me like that in the bed. But anyway, so these are really great. They're like $30 at Walmart, Target. I don't know how to put things in links and stuff below, so I'll tell you. One other thing I did with this is, like, this is a little power pack for my phone, but if you just pretend it's your phone and you just want to sit and watch a movie or whatever, I can arrange this so that I don't have to hold my phone, and I can do it. You have tablet, big screen, blah, blah, blah. I'm a little non-tech girl, so I just kind of watch movies and stuff on my phone. Anyway, the tables, those are pretty self-explanatory, but they really make a difference, because when you are hurt and you can't get up with your feet to go wherever you need to go and you need to reach, those are my prime real estate things. I only put things on these tables that I really actively, daily use. Other things go elsewhere in the room, wherever I need to get to them. Okay, the bed tables, the baskets, two other things, and this is a big deal. It's such a simple thing, but everyone I mention it to, it seems like it's a new thought. So maybe it's not so common sense to me. Two things that I suggest that you buy, and they're both about $15 each. One is this reacher tool, if you can see that. That's it. It's about 2.5 feet long. Anyway, and you can reach stuff with it. Dink, dink. I can't do it. I can't do it and keep that there. Deep, 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 deep. But anyway, this thing is amazing. It's really great for lightweight reaching, grabbing stuff. You can pick up things you drop on the floor, your pen, your chapstick. I threw trash in the trash and oops, I missed. But you don't want, you know what I mean? You don't want nasty. But I can do it myself with this. I can reach and I can grab the string for the blinds and open the blinds by myself. Reach down and pull the covers over my feet where it was, or just something down at the bottom of the bed. Very helpful. And of course it has this little thing to grab things on, and several of them have a little magnetic tip even for like paper clips or whatever the heck. But anyway, get this. You're going to use it. You're going to need it. You're going to be so glad you have it. It extends your reach when you're stuck in the bed or even in the wheelchair, as your hips heal or whatever, you can't bend to get to the floor to pick something up off the floor. You just have to leave it for someone until they come help you. This will make it where you can do it yourself, and it just empowers you. The second thing is a cane. Now, I'm about to knock stuff off my table. Well, you get the point. This is a cane, and you can get these at Walmart, Target, or any medical supply. Both of these things probably you can get. I know you can get them at Walmart or any medical supply. My brain just went blink. I know you can get them both at Walmart. I don't know about the reacher at a medical supply. But anyway, this is wonderful. What I love the cane for is for heavier duty use. The reacher is wonderful, but it's lightweight. If you have one, you can't pick up heavy things with this. You're grabbing this, but you can't pick up heavy. You just can't. But this, you can move some heavy things. When I wanted to, because people come visit me, they sit in my wheelchair, and then they get up and you're busy visiting, and they move your chair. They push it back, and it's out of your reach. I can't even get it. Now, how dopey is that? They did that, but I can reach, and if I can hook around one wheel, if I can hook around the handle of my wheelchair, if I can hook around any chair in the room or my end table, the basket, the nightstand that has my baskets on it, somehow it's a little too far away. If I can hook this crook around it, I can get it to me. This is a wonderful thing. When I was in the nursing home, I used this to open those big commercial doors. They had those little sideways latches like this, that if you could just pull the latch down, I used it to open the doors and all that kind of stuff. My feet and legs were broken. I couldn't bend them fully, and I had them out in front of me, in front of the wheelchair. I couldn't reach the handles to turn them. So this was my reacher, and it allowed me to move those things definitively. Heavy work kind of things. I could push doors open. I could pull them closed. I can pull tables, chairs next to me. Something else I use them for, my feet still have a bit of numbness in them, but I was in danger of getting drop foot. My foot was so numb, it just was like this. And you have to move that foot and keep it turning up to 90 degrees in order to keep your feet were made to walk. They weren't made to just hang there. But anyway, I could reach down and grab a hold of my foot and pull it up really strongly and keep that from happening. And of course, I don't have drop foot now, thank God. But anyway, this was wonderful. And even this little squishy stuff was good for scratching my feet, and I just couldn't. I couldn't reach them. So anyway, so simple for people who can reach their feet, but when you can't reach your feet, these two things I seriously recommend to you. If this video you get nothing, these two were significant. They become less significant as you get better, but you'll be glad that you have them. On that note, where I kept them, I would keep them down the bed. There's my legs. Did you see? Just down the bed. I can't even see what I'm doing beside your legs. I would sleep with them like that, or push them all the way down to the bed so they were just as out of the way as they could be, but they were there. And then when I got out of the bed, as I was getting out of the bed, I would just take them and lay them across the bottom of the bed, so that no matter where I was in the room, I could reach them. I didn't have to go around the bed to get to the other side to do it. I'm much more improved now. I can stand and reach across the bed, but before it was like, and you'd have to stop and wheelchair all the way around the bed, come back around for every little thing you forget. So I can't say enough about this tool, because if you've got it at the foot of the bed where you can grab it from anywhere, I can reach in my basket and grab that bottle of pills or whatever. Okay, buy this. You will be so glad you bought this. Okay, last couple things. Bing, this guy. His name is Balto. I'm not just a silly girl on YouTube with my stuffed animal. This is from the Warmies collection. Warmies.com, WARMIES.com. This little guy is like a beanbag. He's filled with flaxseed and lavender. He smells delightful. And I used him for anywhere that you would use a rolled up towel or pillow to prop something, you can use him because he's beanbagish. He's like a beanbag. That's what he feels like. But anyway, you can stick him behind your neck for support while you're reading. You can, anywhere that you need support. But what I really like about the Warmies is that they are microwavable. You can put this little boy in the microwave, and in 60 seconds, maybe 90, it just depends on your microwave. I do 60 seconds at a time and then 30, because you don't want to overheat them. But anyway, it's like a little portable heating pad. It is delightful. And that's obviously both for therapeutic use, if your muscles are sore from PT or whatever, obviously that is wonderful. But also, if you're just cold, I had major damage, circulatory issues, and even in the winter, my feet, the rest of me would be okay, but my feet would just get cold and stay cold. I'd be in the bed for 2 hours, toasty and very comfortable, and my feet still be ice cold. So having something like this that you can just put that heat, gentle heat, down by your feet or anywhere that you're cold, is really significant. Sometimes I'd just be cold and my husband would heat it up, and I just put him under the covers and just hug him, and you become very attached to these little guys. One thing else, now he's about $20. I think the Warmies are $25 online. If you don't want to spend that, you don't have to have a little stuffed animal Warmie. You can accomplish this by making a rice sock. All that is like a tube sock or a men's crew sock, and fill it with rice. Just regular plain white rice, cheap rice, store brand, whatever rice. And I liked to use 2 of them. That way I had one for each leg, and they took about 60 seconds in the microwave, and I could put them, and just, I'd have the cheap rice socks on my feet, and then I'd have the Warmie up here to hold, and that would just knock any chill out, and just really help my feet. I didn't have the circulation. So a rice sock is really good too. And they're also beanbagish type things. So like I had where my foot wanted to drop, I could prop those little rice socks and just sit my feet down on that nice warm rice sock, and it would hold my foot up and keep it from hurting, keep it from just getting achy from being extended wrong, and also, of course, be therapeutic. On that note, you need to pay attention. Obviously, if you have circulatory issues, numbness issues like I did, you're going to need to test it. I would lay it down on the inside of my forearm and just let it sit for 10 seconds. And if, okay, it's not too hot for my forearm in 10 seconds, then okay, it's good to go. Okay, last things, 2 things. This is a remote for an oscillating fan that I have on a pedestal, which I'm not going to show you because my house is messy. But it's a remote. My point is, it's a remote, and it's wonderful because when I'm by myself and I can't get out of the bed, or it's a big deal for you to get out of the bed. For a long time, it was a really big deal for me to get out of the bed. It was like a 20-minute ordeal. 10 minutes to get out and then 10 minutes to get back in. And just to change the fan, really. This is wonderful. If I get cold, I can turn it off. If I'm hot, I can turn it on. $30 at anywhere you can get a oscillating fan. You know where to get them. So, okay, that, and then the very last thing. This is, you have this thing clipped on me because I did it. But anyway, okay, right now I can't drive. Right now my feet aren't working the way that I need them to be. So right now I don't need car keys. But you know what I do need? I need to have access. I need to be able to open the door for people when they come to see. I'm recovered enough. I don't have to have someone with me all the time. But having my keys, this is my key, I can open the garage door. I'm downstairs, or I can let people in through the garage door. So this is my keys. I use this to keep track of it. Let's see if you can read that. Can you read that? It says tile.com. I love these things. You can sync this little guy to your phone, and if I lose this, all I've got to do is push the app on my phone, and it will ring, and I can hear it in the room and go find it. If I lose my phone, I can push this button, and it will find my phone and ring my phone. I love these things. So anyway, that's just a suggestion. I took my keys and I just hooked them on a rubber band because I needed this. I can hook this to something. Most of the time I take this and I just hooked it to a little clip, one of the little name badge clips. And so when I'm wheeling around, I can just have my keys, quote, with me when I roll out the door to just go sit in the sun, or, my dog is with me or whatever. I have access to open and close the door without having to roll back into the house, roll and try, go get my keys, blah, 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 blah. And this gives me where I can clip it on my basket. Yeah, like this guy, he goes in my basket. He's critical. Ding, ding. This guy, he goes on my basket. So anyway, I hope those tips were helpful. I'm sorry I talked a lot. This is a really long video. I really didn't mean for it to be a long video, but hopefully it helps you. And I wish you well. Whether this is your injury or your disability is something that you're getting better from, like me, or whether it's something the doctors told you, well, they're pretty much stuck with it. I just want to encourage you. You are not stuck with. You're not stuck with it. So. There are things you can do that can help make your life better now, and all things are possible. All things are possible to you. All things are possible to him that believes. So I would encourage you to read your Bible or comment to me down at below. I'll come up with something else more. I just want to cut the video short, but I just wanted to encourage you. You're not stuck. And you're not alone. Okay, well, good luck to you, and I'll talk to you soon if I make another video.